Hi kids, it's little Mr. Bologna here, and we're here to teach you how to make your very own hungry caterpillar in the style of American artist Eric Carle. Now, before we get into the fun part of creating our very own caterpillar, Mr. Bologna wanted to read one of his favorite stories to you, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Check it out.
Thanks, little Mr. Bologna, and I cannot wait to read this classic story to you all. It's called The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. As you can see, I love this story so much, I have an oversized book. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. This is for his sister Krista. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. This caterpillar is going to keep eating. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but, he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. Oh, that would give me a stomach ache too. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and... Kids, what do you think is going to happen? Look at that. Look what he turned into. He was a beautiful butterfly. The end. Now, I told you, great story of the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Now that I read the story to you, I want to share a video clip of Eric Carle himself going through the process of making his art creations. It's called a collage, which you're going to do after the clip. Check this out.
Here we are. Let's just go on in. Hello, Eric.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello, Fred.
I'd like you to know my television neighbor, Mr. Eric Carle.
Hi.
What are you working on?
Right now I'm doing papers. I paint these papers with all kinds of colors.
Oh, this is a beauty. That one's still wet, I guess.
That's still wet. I painted blues and blacks on this one.
That's lovely. And what about these? How did you do these?
This one I used carpet.
An old piece of carpet?
An old piece of carpet, which you can get in a carpet store. They'll give it to you for free. And you paint some color paint on this and make a print.
And this one looks
And
like it has lines in it.
Now this one I used also a piece of carpet, painted some color on here, and dragged across this way and this way.
Isn't that fun? Oh, and look at these beautiful pieces.
These are dry now.
What beautiful papers you make. And someday these will all end up in your books.
Yes, cut out little pieces, paste them down, make a collage. Those are my illustrations.
Would you show us how you do
I'll be
some of
happy
that?
to.
Good.
Well, I'm right now preparing my papers.
Oh,
and
good.
you can watch me.
I like that.
And help me too if you like to.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Now, what kind of paper is this?
This is a tissue paper that you can buy in art stores or stationery stores, or sometimes when you buy a gift, it might be wrapped in tissue paper. You can use that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And then you put paint right on that?
And then I put paint on it.
Oh, let me see.
Okay.
That's yellow, huh?
That's yellow.
And you just put it wherever you want to put it.
Whoops.
And in this, there's just no mistakes, is there?
No, you can't make mistakes, really. And what I do, I always leave a little band here so I can lift it.
Aha.
And I won't get paint on my fingers.
Aha.
But this looks kind of dull, so I'll add something else to it and see
Good.
what happens. See?
Oh, that makes it
Isn't that
different,
nice?
doesn't it? Yeah.
And then sometimes I do this, I turn my brush around and go like so.
Eric, have you always liked doing things like this? I mean, with paint and
yes.
everything.
Well, I always liked to draw. From when I was a little child, I liked to draw. And my father used to draw pictures for me.
He did?
Yeah. And my nursery school teacher, my first grade teacher, recognized that I was pretty good at it. And she asked my mother to come to school and told her that I was talented and I drew well and that she and my father should nurture that, and they did.
Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. I bet she put some of your pictures up on the wall, too.
They did. My mother walked into the school, there were all my pictures in the hallway, and she didn't even know it was her Eric. And the teacher told her, it's your Eric.
Your Eric.
My Eric.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a cool clip? I think so. It's always great to see these art videos with the actual artists who make their work demonstrate what they're doing. So now that we saw Eric Carle demonstrate what he does, I'm going to kind of copy what he does with the art supplies that we have. If you are watching this with your art teacher, the art teacher already provided you with a piece of paper like so, with a long rectangle, it's a strip with a long rectangle on one side and a square on the other. And we got some tempera paints. The colors that I want you to use are green, yellow, red, and orange. For time's sake, I already prepared my little spot here with a cup of water, with a few brushes, little cups, dipping cups with the paint, not too much because you really don't need that much. And then we're all set to go. Now, when we looked at Eric Carle start off, before he cut the paper, he painted the paper. So for this rectangular part, my hands are dirty. For this rectangular part, I want you to use the green and yellow paint provided and just paint this whole area. Now, when you get to the edge, you just got to be careful. Nothing fancy. I'm going to start with green. That is actually, if you can tell, we're going to cut circles and ovals when it's dry in this area for the caterpillar's body. That was pretty quick. After you do that, dip your brush in a cup of water, wash it off a little bit, and then use some yellow. Yes, the green is still wet, but you kind of want to smear the yellow in there with little short paint strokes. You could even do polka dots or dots. That's fun, right? So I'm done with that. I covered that area. When it's dry, I'm going to cut the shapes out for the caterpillar's body. Now we need to make right now the colors, the shape of the caterpillar's head. And to me, when I look at the book here, let me get the book so you can see it. I see mostly red with streaks of orange and yellow. Now, I am going to use a different brush. Even though I could have used the first one, I just need to wash it better. But I'm going to use this new brush. And as you guessed, I'm going to use red to fill up this space. Don't worry about getting to the edge because we're cutting this paper anyways. You just don't want to make a big mess. Wash it a little bit, and I'm going to mix a little bit of orange. This time I'll just do dots. It's hard to see that orange because the red is so pronounced. When I say pronounced bold, it stands out. But that's okay because the caterpillar is mostly has mostly a red head. Okay? Once you are done with your painting, make sure to clean up your brushes. Put them in the sink. I'm sure your art teacher will take care of the paints provided at your table. And with this, after you put your name on it, I want you to place it on a drying rack. Or if you don't have a drying rack with you and you're doing this at home, maybe to the side of your table so nothing gets on it. Once it's dry, I will go over part 2 with you then.
Well, that concludes part 1 of our Very Hungry Caterpillar art lesson. We hope you enjoyed it, and we cannot wait till our paint dries. And we'll continue this next week. All right, everyone, take care. Make sure to share your progress to your art teacher on Seesaw. We'll see you later. Bye.